One pastor I served under taught me so much about leadership using this simple, everyday object. He held up a napkin and folded it from corner to corner, making something of an isosceles triangle. Now, this is a piece of paper because I just ran out of napkins, but the point is the same. He explained 4 different types of leadership, talking mainly about pastors, but with principles that are just as true of any business or community leader or small group leader. He said some leaders stay up here on top, and they might have co-leaders, they might have other deacons and elders in their organization or their church, but what happens when people lead from the top is that the people that they're trying to serve and minister to and lead feel out of touch, feel like they're out of touch. And really the leader doesn't know what's going on in the lives of the people because there's so many bureaucratic layers. He's unreachable. He's just out of touch with the rest. Then he flipped the napkin over. He said, other leaders lead from the bottom. Here, everything comes back to the pastor. There are other co-leaders, there are other deacons and elders and ministry leaders, but all the requests, all the complaints, all the responsibility ultimately comes down to the pastor sometimes. And people say, well, he's the pastor, he should be doing that. But what happens is that this leader is doing all the weddings and doing all the funerals and doing all the baptisms and going to the 4th grade play of the grandson of the old lady in the back of the church and just doing everything. The disadvantage of this is that it leads to burnout, it leads to fatigue. There's not a team mentality because everyone thinks, well, it's just the pastor, it's his responsibility. Then there's the type of leader who pushes from behind. Here, there actually is a clear vision. There's a clear communication of that vision and a clear sort of movement where people should go. But what happens is that the leader spends so much time pushing from behind, spends so much time with the people who are having the most trouble understanding or who are sort of resisting the vision that really after spending so much time with people who sap his or her energy, the leader just fatigues and burns out and just feels like, in some ways, is still the only one carrying the weight, the only one really pushing forward. And finally, he flipped the napkin this way. He said, this is the kind of pastor and leader I want to be. The leader that's out front, first following Jesus before anybody else, wanting to get the vision, live out the vision that Jesus has given him before pleasing others. And in living that vision clearly, communicating it verbally, of course, but inviting others to follow, to join in. So it's not above, it's not below, it's not pushing from behind, it's saying, I'm going that way, who's with me? And of course, as a pastor, being a good shepherd, you do look back and you do encourage the discouraged, you do wake up the sleeping, you do admonish the people who are off track. But first and foremost, it's following the clear vision that Jesus has set and inviting others to do so, and that way lighting fires in the lives of others and in the passion of others. Dante Gebel uses an image of an airplane for any church or organization that has a clear vision. In other words, everyone on a plane knows exactly where they're going. They know what the destination is. It's weird that someone would say, where are we going again? Even the people in front, the pilots, they don't decide where the plane goes. They're under higher orders and they are carrying out to the best of their ability their role to get everybody there. In fact, if anyone were to get up and say, you know what, I'm not feeling this vision anymore, or were to say, you know, I don't want to go there anymore, or were to try and do something about it, it would actually be hijacking, a case of criminal activity. That's the power of a clear vision and everyone being on board. So this year, as a business leader, community leader, as a small group leader, as a pastor, whatever leadership capacity that you have, what kind of leader will you be? May we be bold to lead and invite others towards the vision that we are living out clearly.